Hello, this video tutorial is to assist you to find the p-value using the TI-83 and TI-84 graphing calculator. Let's reinforce what you've already learned about the p-value. The p-value, also known as probability in some modes, is used in hypothesis testing to help you support or reject the null hypothesis. If p is less than or equal to your level of significance, then you reject your null. If p is greater than your level of significance, then you fail to reject your null. You may have learned this in a previous lecture video. How to input the calculator to find the p-value. First, you hit second vars, then select normal CDF. You have to determine if your scenario is going to be left tail or right tail. You may notice that some of these commands are very similar to when you are trying to find the cumulative area using the z-value. If it is left tail, you use normal cumulative distributive function, where infinity is represented by negative 10,000. X is whatever your z-value is, and since we're using a standard bell curve, 0 will be your mean and 1 will be your standard deviation. If it's right tail, once again you use the normal CDF function. This time X is going to be your z-value. Your upper bound is positive 10,000, which represents positive infinity. And once again, your mean is 0 and your standard deviation is 1. Now let's use an example and input it into the calculator. For this particular example, I would like to find the p-value for a right tail scenario given you have a z-value of 1.55 and a level of significance of 0.07. Since you've already determined that it's going to be right tail, hit second, vars, use your down arrow key to normal CDF, enter. If you're using an older version of the TI-83 or TI-84, you may see an open parentheses. If you're using the older version, make sure you see the parentheses. Since this is right tail, your z-value comes in first as your lower bound, which is 1.55. Make sure you input the comma if you're using the older version. For your upper bound, you're going to use positive 10,000 because this represents your positive infinity. Once again, you hit comma, 0, comma, and 1. Close your parentheses, then hit enter for the older versions. For this version, notice how you have 0 and 1 already posted. Paste, then hit enter. You now have your actual p-value. In this case, you have a p-value of 0.0606. Please pay close attention to each scenario of how often or how aware you have to round and determine whether you're going to reject or fail to reject. This concludes the video tutorial of how to find the p-value.